Today, you're going to learn 5 tips on how to use Thai massage to help the stiff and the elderly. And when you're massaging elderly or stiff or very tight people, I think that's actually one of the greatest populations that you can be in service to, that you can help, that you can also build a really vibrant clientele. There's just a few really important adaptations and things to keep in mind so that you make the massage really outstanding. We want to break the mold and the idea that Thai massage is only for people who are really flexible, who can be bent and put into all kinds of different positions, when in fact it's not like that at all. And when you're massaging, elderly people who aren't touched and massaged very often, or stiff people who are incredibly tight, these are actually some of the people who can use it the most. We just want to do it safely, intelligently, with a lot of care. Just before we go any further, I want to let you know about Transformational Thai Massage, which is my certification, coaching, and mentoring program, where we tackle subjects like this in depth to get into all kinds of adaptations and ways to give a high-quality massage. So, for a free consultation and to see if this program is really the right fit for you and the issues that you're facing in your massage, click on this link down below so that we can get talking today. All right, tip number 1 is that we want to explore the lighter side of giving Thai massage. And that can actually be a challenging thing to do because of our built-in biases of what this massage can be and feel like. In fact, I usually poll my students in every class to ask them, like on a scale of 1 to 10, what kind of massage do you like? Do you like a massage that explores the edges, that pushes you beyond your limits? And usually a good 75 to 85% of them will raise their hand. And so that means we like deep pressure. We like massage that not only takes us to our edge, but a little bit beyond our edge. And when that is how you like the massage, that means you have to undo some of your own preferences and some of your own biases about what a good massage feels like. Because when you're massaging people who are really stiff or elderly, who have a hard time moving, we want to keep it really light. Instead of 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, we want to keep it in the 1 or 2 or maximum kind of 3 out of 10 range. In your hands and in your touch, it literally might not even feel like you're doing anything, but in fact, you're doing a lot. And so you have to get comfortable with that lighter touch and that lighter side of giving the massage. And that actually goes really well with tip number 2, which is about your goal. And your goal is very much not to fix them or heal them or cure them of whatever their issue is. Your goal instead at the base is to provide a safe, supportive, loving space. Very often, people who are elderly and stiff are not used to being touched and even spend a lot of time in isolation. And so your presence, your care, your loving kindness and compassion is already going so far to provide the healing, nurturing, supportive space that they want. And as importantly, from a safety point of view, you have to think that the things that have brought on that stiffness are not only years in the making, but quite possibly decades in the making. And they're at a time in their life where their bodies, literally from things like osteoporosis or arthritis, they may be quite fragile. So if you go too deep, too far with your depth and with your pressure, with your stretches and things of that nature, then it's really too much. It's not just about helping to provide relief in the moment, it's also about how they're going to feel the next day and the day after that. And they may be in a lot of pain and really sore after the massage, and really that's not what we want at all. And instead, we really want to hold this loving space, this nurturing space for them, and that your presence and that your quality care and touch and loving touch, which is truly at the heart of what Thai massage is all about, is going to go so much deeper and so much more effectively in providing the kind of experience that they really, really want and are looking for. And yet, tip number 3 is that the stretching and the mobilization that is so central often to Thai massage is going to be really amazing here. People who are really stiff and tight need movement. We just want to keep the choices that we make and the depth and the ways that we bring them into stretches and movements really, really gentle and light. And so we're just adapting it to people's needs. But something like the helicopter, which will bring gentle circles and movements to the hips, or greasing the shoulder, which brings really nice movements to the shoulders, foot and ankle rotation to help get that area, so anywhere where there are joints that can use some mobilization and some movement, we want to do that. We can bring people in stretches. We just want to keep it all on the much lighter side and not stack too many on top of each other, because again, if you start doing stretch after stretch after stretch, especially when this is the first session, then even though it may feel some release and some relief in the moment, they may end up feeling really sore and really tight and in pain later on, and the recovery of it is something that could take several days to get over. So we want to stretch and we want to create circulation and mobilization in the body and in the joints. We just want to take it really gentle and just have a few of them in, maybe 2 or 3 in each particular part of the body. And that brings me to point number 4, that to do that in the safest of ways possible is to have tons of props nearby. Have lots of pillows, have blankets, have everything that you can do to help put your partner in really supportive stretches as best as you can. And I've talked to lots of students over the years who come to my school from different traditions, and I know that using props is actually often a very foreign concept. But here in my school, it's very much the opposite. We always have all these pillows and props nearby. So when we put someone, for example, in a forward bend, you want to have pillows that narrow the gap between the ground and their body so that there's really no space there. When you work the send lines on the legs, you can put a pillow under the legs to bring the leg higher and to make things even more comfortable. When you put someone in a twist or a stretch, then you can have pillows to meet the leg on the other side where their leg is being stretched so that there isn't any gap between their leg and the ground. And all of this helps to make it much more restorative and nurturing and just really helps to meet people where they're at. And in the same vein, when you are really stiff and really tight in your lower back or in your back, for example, then having your partner lie fully face down in that prone position really might be a contraindication, something that you're not going to be able to do at all, even with pillows, and having them lie flat on their back similarly. So instead of that, you'd want to consider doing most of your massage with your partner lying on their side, or in the supine where you're bringing them back, you don't lay them all the way flat. You have a really big stack of pillows so that they can be in a supported, reclined position. Also, you can use like a relax chair, which is a chair that, is like a seated meditation cushion that goes on the ground. And I'll post a link down below, and you can see from this image here how when you position the chair properly, then they don't have to be all the way flat. And in that position, you can still do lots of things for the legs and for the feet. You might also consider doing the massage on the table. And so in this way, it becomes really important to know how to do both table time massage and time massage on the mat to best support your partners. And I know I mentioned Transformational Time Massage, my certification program, and it's actually a program where you can learn how to give massage in both ways. And my 5th tip is that I want to encourage tons of communication. So something that I teach my students all the time is that when you are giving time massage, when you're exploring areas that are in discomfort or in pain, anytime you press there, anytime you stretch there, you need to accept that in some ways you are taking a calculated risk in your massage. And it's not really a risk that you're going to injure someone, at least if you are taking a really moderate approach like we are talking about here, but that there might be any kind of discomfort or that someone is not going to receive it in a really beneficial way because there might be real pain and they just don't like that experience. All of that means we are taking calculated risks. So whenever you think you're taking a calculated risk in the massage, it's always best to first start in a much lighter way and then talk and ask how it's feeling. And again, when you're working with a clientele who is not used to being touched, who isn't touched very often, one of the ways that you help to build trust is to communicate and just ask them how it's feeling, and ask them again and again and again. And I know that, again, this can be very counter to how a lot of us operate and how a lot of us like to give the massage, where we prefer it to be more of this like moving meditation. We want to do it in silence, or there's some expectation that because you're the expert, you should just know what to do. But when people are really, concerned about the safety of their body and concerned about it feeling uncomfortable or being in pain afterwards, they are going to appreciate so much the effort you made to ask them how they're feeling, and really to put the power of the massage in their hands and to really embrace what they have to offer as knowledge that helps you to give the best massage possible. So whenever you're in doubt, ask. And that could be true about depth of pressure and how much you're sinking into an area, as well as any customized stretches or positions, making sure they're comfortable, etc. And you want to ask before it's too late, before you've gone too deep with your pressure, before you've gone too deep with a stretch. So find that lighter version first, and then start checking in, and then make modifications from there. And so to wrap it up, I want to turn to our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who taught us with great power comes great responsibility. And for anyone here who gives Thai massage on a regular basis, I think you understand that there really is great power in what we can offer. When you can put people in lots of customized stretches and mobilizations, and to help circulate and get things flowing in the body, and at the same time you can do all kinds of other things to help get out knots and tension in the body and help to get energy moving in the body, that is a lot that is going on. And again, if you are really stiff and you are really elderly in that way, where the pains and the issues have been building up literally for decades, then you really want to be cautious and really conscientious of that great power that you have. And I know I've already talked about it, that if you do too much too quickly in the session, if you're working for short-term gain to help them feel good right now, then you should know that as the massage ends and by the next day, they may be not only back where they started, but really in even more pain because of all of the detoxification and all of the adjusting and alignment that may be going on in the body, that is such a big dramatic change from how they were before the massage started. So keeping that in mind, with the great power that we have, we've already talked about one of the key things, which is to keep our pressure on the lighter side. And with the stretches that we choose to do, it's really beneficial, but only choose a couple of them for each part of the body and not to overdo it. To make sure that we check in the next day and see how they're doing afterwards, so that when we're building that communication and we're building that trust, even if they're feeling a little bit sore or tired or achy or whatever the condition may be, because you are communicating and because you're building a really good relationship, then they feel supported and they will also be able and willing to do it again. And for you, it is to have that long-term view that says, I'm not here to fix anything. I'm here to offer that loving support and that loving space, and let's work together over a nice long period of time so that we can bring little bits of relief and some better feelings in their body, and really even explaining it to them that we can do all kinds of things to help them feel a little bit better. But if we go too fast, too quickly, well, then you may think that you're helping yourself now, but then you're not going to feel so good tomorrow. So let's just check in the next day, see how you're feeling, and then see it almost like an experiment where in the next massage, I'll know if I can take you a little bit farther and a little bit deeper, etc., and just build really intelligently. And so last point about that is the length of your massage. Depending on how severe, how big the issues are that your client has, I always would say at first, let's also keep it shorter. So a 1-hour massage is essentially about as long as you want your massage to be. But you might even be starting with a 30-minute massage or a 45-minute massage to test out massage of that length and then make adjustments from there. All that being said, this is really one of the great populations to target to help build your business and really to help create meaningful and impactful results. I don't want you to be afraid or cautious to the point of not touching. I want you to be, but I do want you to be a little bit afraid of overdoing it. And so that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, that we can harness that fear into something that's really positive if we work with the principles and the tips that I've shared with you now. And if you have any questions and you have any comments, I really want to hear from you, so I encourage you to post them below. And if you like this video, then subscribe to this channel and click on the bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. And to get even more support in how to give this massage and take it to the next level, then I really hope you do consider Transformational Time Massage and click on this link down below so that you can have a free meeting with me. We can talk about any issues that are coming up for you. I can give you that first free consultation for free, and then you can see if this program is the right fit for you, whether you want to get certified or whether you need coaching and mentoring to help you succeed and take your practice to the next level. For now, I want to wish you some amazing, amazing massages, and we'll talk to you real soon.